Yo, yiggity, yo. What up, what up? Alright, Sam, if you can hear us, will you comment?
What?
Will you comment that you can hear us? Yo, fam. Alright. We are here doing our first live video. We're so excited. And we made a post the other day about we are going to start doing a weekly just video of us talking about different topics, giving you a little bit of an inside look into our relationship, our life, where we're at now, where we've been, and what we're going towards. Just getting a little bit more vulnerable. So, if you don't know, this is my boo. Introduce yourself.
I'm Jordy. I'm sure you've seen me multiple times in her videos. So.
True. Big facts. So we wanted to start out our first video with just how we met and a little bit about us and what has happened the past couple of years of our relationship and just how we ended up in Austin and kind of like where we're going so that y'all can get to know us a little bit. I know I post a little bit about our relationship, but not a whole lot in depth. So, hi guys, if you're jumping on, say hello. We want all of the love. We're so excited. We had so many people comment.
Cass, what up?
Yes. And Grace and Ash. I'm gonna wave to you guys. Hi. Alright, fam, and also if you guys have any questions along the way as we're doing this live, please ask because we are pumped. Alright, we're gonna jump right in. So I guess start with a little bit about us. So if you don't know already, I am from upstate New York. Hi, Mom. I am from upstate New York and I now live in Austin, Texas. I went to school for environmental science, got my degree in 2.5 years, and then went full-time coach. So that is what I do now.
That was good. I am. My name's Jordy again. I'm from Arlington, Texas, but we met in New York, which is where I got recruited to play basketball, which is why I was at Wells College, and I went to school for psychology. So, yeah.
So, how we actually met is through, we didn't actually meet at college because I think you were a senior. I transferred to Wells. It's a tiny school, literally in the middle of New York, but it's in the Finger Lakes, which is my home. It was so beautiful there, but he got recruited to play basketball there and was a senior when I had just transferred in. And since I just kind of did my own thing, I worked a lot. You guys know that. I talk about that all the time. I didn't really go to any basketball games or anything like that. So we actually didn't meet while we were in college. It wasn't until you had graduated and I still had like 2 years left or a year and a half left of school. So you graduated. I remember, so how we met is we, friended each other on Facebook, somehow ended up mutual friends because of the people we knew through Wells. Hi guys, everybody that's jumping on.
You want me to hit the wave buttons? I'll hit the wave.
And they're kind of far for you. But I remember like vividly, this is so funny, but I remember I was at my dad's house and I was working out and I got a message from this random guy on Facebook. Yep, literally on Facebook, and it was, you said in the message like, hey, like I just wanted to
I'm laughing at Sam, bro.
Oh. You said like I just wanted to like give you some love, that you are such a light in this world and like your energy is just something that you don't see a lot of, and
Positivity.
Yeah,
Positivity was good.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, thanks. I said, well, I'm actually working out right now, can I message you after? And that's how we met. That was, I don't even know how long. A long time ago, like
2017.
17 maybe?
2017, because I had already graduated.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2017. this is when I was in Ithaca working as a child care director type thing. And then I ended up going to work at the Marriott Hotel in Ithaca, which I was living in this small attic type thing. It was pretty bad.
So we actually, we talked for a while, and I remember he was always like, we should hang out, like we should hang out. And I was I was busy. And when I go back to my messages between us when we first started talking, it's so funny because every single time he messaged me, I didn't answer for like hours, or I wouldn't answer until like the next day or a couple days later, and I would be like, yo, I am so sorry, I am just crazy with work, I am crazy with school, like I was traveling all the time, and for real, so we talked for a while, and then you didn't have a car at the time, so I kind of had to make my way because Wells is literally in the middle of nowhere, and Uber like doesn't exist in that area. So I drove to see you one night, hung out, and then I think we talked for a little while longer, but then that was when both of us met other people, got into a relationship, and I ended up moving to Virginia that summer with the guy I was with. And you were in a relationship for, I don't know.
Yeah, I was in a relationship for, I'd say 6 months or so.
I think mine was like 9 months. But after those relationships both ended, I moved back to New York, and I still had a year left of school. I think I had a year left, year and a half maybe.
You finished early, so.
Yeah, I don't even know how long I had left. But I moved back to New York. I was at my dad's house, and then I was trying to move into my new apartment that was near my college, because I lived off campus for my last 2 years of school. So I moved into my new apartment, and then when I got back, when I moved back to New York, we hung out, and that was, August? I think that was August.
Yeah.
And we hung out, and then we took like a hike in Ithaca. It was awesome. And then
the only time it's nice in New York.
Yeah, the summertime. It was beautiful. So we went for a hike, and then we just decided to be together since then.
Yes. That is exactly how it went. Literally inseparable since then.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So I had the year left of college. I had moved into my new place, and I pretty much came to see him whenever I could. I was working 2 jobs throughout all of school, so I was still very busy, but he was about, I don't know, probably 20 minutes away, because I lived like in Lansing area. So
we still only saw each other every weekend, maybe every other weekend, because you worked a lot, and I honestly worked a lot too.
Yeah.
At the hotel, so.
I was just gonna say something. Oh, what we did. I was gonna say, like, when we did hang out, we took a lot of Wegmans trips. That was probably my favorite thing to do, is we would just go to... It still is, but we don't have Wegmans in Texas. That was probably the only thing holding me back from, of course, my family and friends too, but holding me back from moving here. But I miss it so much, and yeah, we went on a couple dates. We just kind of chilled. I don't know.
You're developing a relationship while working 40 plus hours a week.
It was hard.
So.
But when I finished school, I finished school in December of 2018. I really don't know when I finished school. I didn't even go to graduation, so it was early. But I finished school in December, and I moved out. Hi, Willie.
What up, though?
I moved out of my apartment, and I moved into my dad's house, which was about an hour and a half from where he lived in Ithaca. So I was basically, and that's when I went full-time coach, right after college. So I basically drove constantly to like come up and see him and stay. I would stay for a couple of days, and then I would go back to my dad's. So thankfully, honestly, coaching is really like probably the biggest reason we're together, because that was like the initial reason he like reached out to me. I mean, I know I already have good energy, you know, but
I was trying to be fit,
For-
mentally and physically.
I think you definitely pulled that card. Like, you want to work out. You asked me like, we should work out together. I was like, And then that's funny. That was a question that we got.
I mean, we do work out together.
We do work out together now, but it did take you a while to actually work out with me, because he was a college athlete, but then after college, you kind of just played basketball here and there.
Yeah, kind of fell off the everyday thing.
I got right on that, along with his nutrition.
The nutrition was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that matters, because honestly, playing 4 years of college basketball, like, I got burnt out, so I needed a break physically, but nutritionally, I needed to stay on top of it.
Yeah, this boy ate a lot of like rice and beans, and a lot of takeout. Honestly,
Beans.
You ate a lot of takeout when I met you. Like, every time I was there was like not really any food in your apartment. It was
just rice and beans.
Just rice and beans. Sam said, "Are you listening, Willie?" Hi guys. Hi Natalie. Okay, so that's how the beginning of our relationship developed. We kind of just decided to be together. He didn't ask me to be his girlfriend or anything. We just...
It's nothing all formal and everything.
Nah.
It was just
we just decided we liked each other.
The vibes met.
Yeah. And that's kind of a funny thing too, is like, we picked a date. For our like anniversary or whatever, we were like, well, when should we just like celebrate? And so we just picked that first date that we hung out and walked and went to the waterfall and stuff. We just picked that as our anniversary. That was in August, so been kind of celebrating that. But all right, so that's kind of how our relationship got started, how it grew. But then when I was at my dad's house, I was basically just really spending quality time with my dad, but working my business, growing my business, and he was working, saving a little bit of money, and we both knew that we wanted to get a place together, but neither one of us wanted to stay in New York. You had been away from Texas for how many years?
About 6, at least 6 by that time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
4 years of school, from 2012 to 2016, 17? No,
18.
2017, 18, so yeah.
Yeah,
Just about
so
6 years.
I was ready to get out of New York. I initially went to South Carolina for college because I always knew that I wanted to be in the South. Like, I hate the cold. I hate the winter. Being there the past 2.5 weeks was hard. I love it here now. But anyways, we knew that we wanted to move in together, so we started talking about, okay, what are the options of where we're going to go? And I always loved the East Coast. Like, East Coast was definitely my comfort zone. I love North Carolina. I knew I wanted to be somewhere warm, but I'm also a crazy adventurer and we'll literally just go anywhere. So our 2 options that we explored before moving was Austin and LA. Kind of fit our vibe. You talk about like why you wanted Austin.
I wanted Austin for the same reasons I wanted LA, like to go after my music career, and being that her work travels and Beachbody can go anywhere, it was just easier for us to come to Austin because I think family was the thing that took it over the top. Me being away from my family for like 6 years, it was just a crucial time for me to get back there and get more involved with my family, with my brother and my sister and, you know, my mom and dad and everything like that. But we also wanted to come here because it is the live music capital of the world. So what better place besides maybe LA to start my music career and get that all pushed out. And it's going pretty well so far.
Yeah, I think this was picking Austin, so another reason was money. we were saving a decent amount, but oh no, I got my hair caught. But LA is crazy, crazy expensive, and Austin at the time when we moved here a year and a half ago I feel like it was really just starting to like kick off. Like now we look around and there's apartment buildings being built everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like we got here like just in time. But another reason we picked Austin was because of like the vibe here, and Sam even said it today. She's like, it just is very chill here. I had never been here. You lived in Austin for a year after college, right?
Yeah, I did.
So he kind of had an idea of what it was like here, and we did a lot of research, and it's very health conscious here, which obviously is like good for my business because I want to be surrounded by people who are also, you know, like working on themselves. And not only that, but like I said earlier, I went to school for environmental science, and so having that aspect as part of the entire city, Austin is very environmentally friendly. They are very like forward thinking. They have a lot of like, I don't know, like clubs and stuff like that move towards that. One fun fact about Austin is we don't have plastic bags here. I know they're making that a law in like New York right now, but since we moved here, like the first time we went to the grocery store, we did not know that. We had to buy like 15 bags.
We know now.
We know now. We have our reusable.
Yeah.
But Natalie said Austin is actual fucking vibe. Yeah, I love it here.
It's pretty great.
And so Sam surprised me the other day, and I love like every time one of my friends comes to visit, like just getting to find new places and new things to eat. That was another thing. That was another reason we moved here, is food.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all know how much food means to me, how important it is, and there is so many vegan options here. So if you are even looking towards that as a lifestyle, they have everything here.
This is the place for you.
It's incredible. And all of the tacos, too. Tacos and margs, like literally, I know, sweating a little bit. Like, okay, I feel like we have talked for a long time. I don't know how long it's been, but
have you gotten through the rest of your?
We talked about how we got here.
Yeah.
So what are we doing now?
I'm full going music career. Doing a little modeling on the side. The modeling hasn't been as great. I mean, I've gotten opportunities and auditions. I've gotten a lot of opportunities and auditions, but the final calls haven't been in my favor. But
I think it's just something you have to like stay consistent with.
Yeah, and music is the thing.
Yeah.
Is my main.
That's the reason we moved here.
Yeah,
so like, we need to make sure our focus is on that. But that's where you're at right now. He's doing that full time and just
grinding all day in the studio.
And then I'm a full-time coach. So I do that. He has beautiful teeth. Yo, that is really, really funny that you say that, Natalie, because, well, thank you. There's a lot of work that has gone into these teeth, like thousands of dollars of braces, like 3 years of braces and fun stuff. But teeth, okay.
There's a lot of Skittles on these teeth. Like,
he's a candy eater. That's what makes me...
Not anymore. Not really like that anymore. But
that is what makes me, like, sort of envious, because your teeth are so nice and so white. And I'm like, yo, you eat so much candy. What the fuck?
I really don't eat that much candy.
If you saw our pantry,
I did when I was
you would
younger.
know.
Maybe you're speaking of that, but...
Okay. We should talk about... Well, this will be in another video, of course, but we should talk about, like, why we were attracted to each other. You kind of said it already.
Why were we attracted to each other?
Yeah. We got a funny question.
Mine was just initially just the positive vibes you were giving off with your work and doing your fitness every day and the transformation you were making. That was like more inspiring than anything. And I feel like I was like just kind of in a rut. After college, you just like graduated and you're just working a lot. So you're like, you know what I'm saying? And then when I saw you were more like inspiring and brought life, I guess, too.
I love
Too
that.
much.
That makes me happy. What was I gonna say? Oh, we got a funny question that was, so it was like, how did you meet and was it love at first sight? So I think this is something we'll talk about. We'll have an entire video on like what we think is love and our relationship and everything, but I wanted to just answer that first question of was it love at first sight? I don't know. I don't know if that's really, I don't feel like you can like really love someone deeply to their core unless you get to know them. Like,
impossible.
I don't know.
Like,
So
I don't think it's possible.
I was attracted to him. Like,
That's not love though. So
no, that's
I
not
was
love.
attracted to her, but that's not.
I think it was really like,
love. What love is? True love at first sight? No, you can't.
want to know what's really funny? I just remembered this. The first time we ever hung out.
Going off script.
Do you know what I'm going to say already?
No, I don't.
The first time we ever hung out, I remember, so I was at my office job at the time, and we had been talking all day and like answering just like random questions about each other, and I was like, I said to him, I said, okay, so if I come over to, or if I like come hang out, like, I really hope you don't expect anything. Do you remember me saying that? And he wrote me this was the reason I actually went to go hang out with him, was because you wrote me this long message about how you always want to respect women and like you would never assume that, and like this whole long thing, and I was like, okay, I feel all right, because I'm not that person. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny actually, but it was genuine.
It was. And then, okay, so the first time we met in person, so this was before we started dating, but the first time we met in person, the first thing that he said to me when I got out of the car, you remember?
Was, damn, you're tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks.
You're tall. It's one of the things many things that I like about her, that I love about her, but
Which
it
is,
was just the first time it was kind of like, whoa.
I tried to say that I'm as tall as him, but I think you got me beat by just a little. Just a
I'm
little
definitely
bit.
taller, but
Not when I wear heels, though. So, okay, last part. I know we've been talking for a while. So, we talked about what we're doing now, and we'll talk a little bit about where we're going, what our vision is.
where we're going, what
We could
we're doing.
we could have a whole video on vision, for real. But I guess like in the next, I don't know, what do you want to talk about? A year? 5 years?
Sure, let's not go to. Let's not become fortune tellers here.
Yeah, we have no idea what's gonna happen in 5 years. I mean, in the next year, I'll let you take it. I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Do you just not know what you were gonna go from there?
I don't know what I was gonna say.
What are you doing now? Where we're going? Where are you going? What do you mean you don't know?
I mean,
where are you going with your business?
I'm working to be a top coach in my company and take my team to the top. I really just want to change literally just thousands of lives and leave a huge impact on every single person. So that's what I'm doing, like, business-wise. I'm working towards, just complete financial freedom. I talked about this on my stories the other day, but paying off my loans in the next couple of years, my student loans, because got a whole lot of those, and obviously I'm not even using my degree right now, so I don't plan to.
You're not alone.
Yeah, I don't plan to. But this year, some of the goals I had like set for myself was obviously like my business goals, but I want to really push myself outside my comfort zone and do more with like baking and cooking, because those are things that make me super freaking happy. So I haven't even said this to you yet, but I mentioned to my dad possibly maybe going to like some kind of like, I don't know, cooking school, cooking classes. I also need to sign myself up for some hip hop classes because
What up?
They make me happy. Yo, girls.
Lee, what up?
Hey. So that's just a little bit about where I think I'm headed in the next year.
And me, I'm just continuing to keep my catalog of music growing and just putting out as much music and content as possible. A lot more pictures, because I do want that modeling thing to go through. Like, any type of exposure is good exposure. So I do want that to pick up and get more steam. But as far as my music, I'm really confident in that. She's heard some of the new music that hasn't been released yet, and
I'm hyped.
It's
I
just,
literally cannot wait.
it's in the right direction that I want it to go. So
I'm so excited. I say this to him all the time. We should have a whole video on this too. I feel like I'm coming up with so many ideas while we're just sitting here. But since the beginning, like, he's always allowed me to hear his music before he released it, so I kind of feel extra special. But what was I gonna say? Oh, like, it's so cool, like, being together, because I get to see his music literally from, like, the very raw stage to, you know, getting that first, like, recording back, to it really, like, developing in the producer, like, side of things, and then, like, seeing him grow. So, like, the music that he's releasing now, like, over the next few months, like, you've had that for like 6 months. So I've listened to that a lot, and I get to see the growth even before other people get to hear that music. So, like, the music that he's talking about now that he, like, just recorded, I have already gotten to hear that, and I'm like, whoa, like, I can't wait. I am so freaking excited for people to be able to hear that. But I know I'm always like, just release it all, babe. Like, I just want to hear it. I just want to be able to play it while I work out. Like,
pretty soon that's going to be the case.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I am so freaking excited. But anything else you got?
I don't know. I think we did pretty well on our list.
Start putting your food up for
What
recipes.
does how to ATX mean? Oh,
Where do you see that?
how to ATX?
Oh, it was
It's
shorthand.
the big.
I was reading that. Start putting your food out there and selling stuff. You got this. All your cooking looks good as fuck. I love cooking for people. Like, literally having Sam here, it makes me so happy, just because I love to, like, fill people's bellies. That definitely comes from my mom. So I think that's kind of a little bit of everything. Why we're doing these videos. We're gonna do them every single Thursday. So if you guys have any topics, like, please let us know, because we just want to keep growing.
Specific topics,
yeah.
questions.
Anything. We're gonna get real vulnerable, because I feel like,
Real vulnerable.
does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
Oh.
we're about to get real vulnerable. You're right.
I feel like we just have a lot of value to add, because we've been through a lot in the past couple of years. Last thing I want to say is just a little inspiration of, I think we've talked about this for, like, even probably over a year, of, like, doing something similar to this, like doing videos or doing a podcast or, like, YouTube videos or anything like that, and we haven't seriously taken action on it. And I think part of it, at least from my side, which is a common, like, fear of everyone, is, like, almost fear of judgment from, like, people closest to us, which is crazy. But hey girl. But for real, we are doing this not for ourselves, but we're doing it to add value and in any way that we can to the community, because I think the biggest thing that we have learned in the past couple of years is, like, we're here as human beings to serve, and when you serve, like, you feel incredible, and not only that, but, like, you're blessed in your life. So we want to use whatever value we have and whatever lessons that we've learned to try and, you know, really make a difference, not only in our community, but, like, in the world. I think that both of us, the number one thing that, like, we really, well, it's maybe number two thing that we really vibe on is, like, we're huge dreamers, and I just think that this is like the first step. So getting uncomfortable, growing, being vulnerable, opening up, and really just being real with you guys, I think we just want to help in any way that we can. So
Yeah, and ultimately it's all relatable. So it's just meant to help anybody who's going through that at that time, that emotion, that feeling, or just anyone who needs a little help.
yeah, so Natalie, we're gonna do an entire video on being an interracial couple because that's probably the like biggest thing. Like
It's got quite a bit of depth to
there's
it.
a lot. There's a lot. And yeah, you're so right. Natalie is from Dundee.
Nice.
But from being from a small town, yes. And I know we got a bunch of questions on like being an interracial couple and like views from other people and like raising our future family, like all of that thing. And I'm really, really excited. Maybe that'll just be next week's topic because I feel like we have so much content to talk about for that. So yes, for sure. Rochelle said, save this. Yes, we are going to save these videos. I'm really hoping this goes through because I'm on my iPad right now. I'm still kind of learning how to use it, but I'm going to save it, turn it into an IGTV. If it's not, I think there might be a time limit on IGTV. If there is, it'll just be posted to YouTube. And then we're also going to figure out, we're just putting it out there. We're going to figure out how to do a podcast too. So Natalie said, nobody is open-minded. It would be good to open people up a little. Yes, you are.
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. Coming soon. I just want to comment on what Natalie said. That is so freaking true, but I think it's really interesting because, as you probably know, Natalie, like being from our small town, one of the only Black men in our town was the one that lived in my house. Like, he was my stepdad. So I think that that's a really interesting topic and something we've talked about. So I'm really excited. Thank you guys so much who hopped on. I know that it was a little long, but I think we offered a lot of value and we're excited for the next one. So if you guys have any topics, let us know. Other than that, we love you and we're thankful for you. So
Love. Peace and love.
all right, bye guys.